Hey guys, Converted Man here, and this is Drancia, a free-to-play game on the mobile device, at least it is on Android. And I saw that Google Play, it's probably been out for a while, but has a screen recording thing, even though you can see it right here. It's still nice to have, and I figured I'd go ahead and show off this game. So I'm gonna go with my character I usually pick, which is Paladin. They make you start out with a swordsman, but as you can see, there's multiple characters you can pick. And it's a very simple game. It's essentially just what is English Day? It's essentially just a side-scroller that you run your weapon into enemies and they die. Although I'm not the greatest at this game, it is very fun. I will give it that. Now, although there isn't much to be said about it, it can get difficult. You just can't see it in the first round or so. There is some very preventable damage that I have taken, but it's whatever, because as you see when I pick up coins, I get healed. So as long as I can heal the damage that I took back, it's all good. And then there's those really pain guys that I'm sure you've seen on the side, which shoot. Also, you've probably noticed that I haven't been taking out the people in the air. It's because I don't have the best of luck when it comes to hitting them. And as you can see, if you collect enough money, you can buy upgrades for yourself. What I like to do is I start out with the mana, which is the blue bubble. But there's a multitude of different things that you can get, as you see here. Weapon size increases the range where you can hit things. Defense decreases the amount of damage you take. Speed, that's pretty self-explanatory. Faster you can move. Vitality, more health you have. Magic gives you a magical ability. And if there's more than one of it, it allows you to use it more than once if you have multiple upgrades into it. And HP restore essentially just fully heals your bar. So I'm going to do those two upgrades for now. It's usually what I like to start out doing. They're helpful to have. And the Paladin has a very nice ability. As you can see, it hits everywhere. Now it's time for the boss. If you flawless it, it's better, especially on the first boss, because you get more points. And he does a very obnoxious move in the beginning, as you saw. This hasn't been my best run, but it's good to show essentially what the game is. Now, I've never really sat through this, because, well, I've just never really been interested. But let's see if anything special happens. Nope, just a little cutscene. As you can tell, this one's more of a forest setting. There's mushrooms, and there's still these little slimes. The mushrooms are usually the death of me, along with that fish that you see down in the bottom corner that starts jumping. There he is. See, the later you get into the game, and the more money you get, essentially, because once you complete a level, or die, I guess, you get gems, and gems can be used to buy more characters. You can buy people like the fish, and then that guy over in the left corner, he's a little bit of a pain. He shoots, and as you saw, you can get stuck in it, and it will drain you real quick. So as you can see, you collected gems, and that's what I was talking about with getting characters. If you go into the shop, wrong one. Even though you can get the chick in the shop, if you press on her enough, I don't have enough gems, as you can tell. So I'm going to head back. I'm going to go into the bar. See who they have. Now, as you can tell, these are some of the characters. This chick's the witch, barbarian, swordsman, bear, and paladin. I think you can get this chick if you press on her enough. Yeah. I take it she's like the witch. I'll show you later what the witch is. but if you click on this guy, you can buy them. I think I'll get the Wasp. I've been going ahead and getting all of the special characters from there. So let's go into play, and I'll play the Witch. She's not my favorite character, but she's fairly fun because of her magical ability. Essentially all of the matches start out this way on the very first level. It's kind of slow to start off with, but it gets a lot more hectic in the end. And there's my internet going out. But this is a very fun game for it being free. I will give it that. As you can see, there's like little snakes everywhere that like to charge. They're a pain if you're not paying attention, because they can instantly ruin your chain, and that's how you get more points at the end of a level, is a higher chain. So the higher of a chain you can get, the more points you get at the end of a level, well, a stage. So you usually try not to get hit. I'm pretty sure that's just the basis on like every game. But for the most part, it's a very straightforward game. See, with her, I just go for a lot of magical abilities, because, as you saw, hers, like, drops meteors, and it's really nice. The only thing is it doesn't have as much clearing ability as the Paladins. It can clear a lot, just not enough. So I'll do one in the beginning on the dragon. I think I'll do 2 on the dragon, because if I remember correctly, it only takes 3 hits to kill the dragon. And... oh, that was a pretty BS loss, but we'll get over it. And see where it says chain? That's the extra points I was talking about. It's essentially just a game where you sit there, go through the stages, and try to get a high score. I've never made it past arena. I want to call it arena, but they're areas. Area 4, because the Area 3 boss is one of the most painful, and I lost my regen capability because I used my HP regen, the only one that you have with the Paladin already, in there. Now, ooh, try to get that fish. Oh, as you can tell, fish is a very, very common way that I lose my chains. Essentially just a side-scrolling game where you sit here, run into things with your weapon and kill them. It's very fun though. I think at 200 something kills, which is what the 199 number is up there, I head to the boss, essentially. We'll find out here in a moment. This is one of the easier bosses, I'd like to think. Because essentially all you have to do is dodge its shots, which you'll, as I failed to do in the beginning, and jump to dodge that. Although this hasn't been the best of run, I think you get the idea. Oh. And on to stage 3. Cave of Swords. I find this to be the hardest area. All those little glacier particles that look like they're falling from the ceiling are showing where ice spikes are going to fall. Those little ghost guys that he doesn't give a care in the world and how he was flying, that will probably be the death of me in this area. Because, like I said in the first area, I don't really pay attention to the flying people too much. And it usually tends to bite me in the butt in the long run. As you see, I bought the little peach looking thing and it regened all my health. It's a very helpful thing to have. That little sword guy that came running, he's, so far, is all I've seen specific to this area. And when you jump, if you press the jump button again, you do a little weapon dive. And that's the only way I've seen to kill them without taking damage. But I haven't been able to avoid taking damage on them except for the first couple of times this round. Oh, I'm not doing so hot. I think this might be the end. Ah, well, it's a good run. Gave you a better understanding than the first one did. Well, I think that'll be all. I really would recommend this game, even though it is free, so it has ads. But if you feel like supporting them, you can go to the bar and talk to one of the people, and it essentially allows you to buy something. I think it's the soundtrack, and there's a couple other things, and it removes the ads. But it is a fun game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.